There is a phenomena in the fighting game community. In fact, it's really a thing in all games, and I have never understood how this could ever be a thing. Back in the day, my grandpa was casually shooting Germans behind a turret, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a great thing. However, I could understand that being on a battlefield daily for years, with the risk of a stray bullet ripping through your skull and ending your life quicker than a prime Francis Ngannou who has just been injected with 7,000 milliliters of nitrous oxide, would give you some type of anxiety. I myself get anxiety at the mere prospect of conversing with any woman that doesn't look like a lollipop that's been rolled around in some carpet. However, as a grown man with a bank account, I could never say that playing a fighting game and getting ranked anxiety is a perfectly normal thing. I could never do that. Now, I imagine that I am probably going to get a lot of cringe comments on this video because, spoiler alert, I am going to be personally attacking at least 70% of the FGC in this video. There are many stressful things in this world: working a dead-end job, not having enough money to pay your rent, feeling inadequate in a system that the odds are pitted against you, realizing that 90% of the world is actually brain dead stupid, realizing that female LTG will never let you crack. However, how do people go and work a solid 8 to 10 hour shift, come home and turn on the game, and then get ranked anxiety from Tekken 8 ranked? I need someone to explain this for me. How does one get anxiety from playing something that honestly has absolutely no bearing on your life, unless you're like a pro player, which at that point, if you can't get max rank, you should probably be considering a different career path, perhaps feeding the homeless or studying psychology to become a ranked anxiety therapist. I understand if you're on like a promo, right, and you've been working towards that for a while, right, there's definitely like a sense of let's lock in, let's not fuck this up, but that is not anxiety. Anxiety comes from a place of insecurity or fear of the unknown, none of which should have anything to do with fighting games unless you make it that way. A big thing with Tekken in particular is that you realize that you suck absolute balls pretty quickly, right? At least in the grand scheme of things. And people let that thought infiltrate their minds to a point where they're thinking that they suck in the rank that they're supposed to be in. And you are literally playing players around your own skill level. If you think that you suck in your own rank and not like compared to everyone else who plays the game, you will do one of two things, right? You will either play super stiff, trying to be optimal at everything, and fail, or you will play like a madman to try and cheese wins, and you will do these things because they're extreme. Your subconscious thinks drastic times call for drastic measures, but both of these measures are bad because you're leaning into extremes, and extremes are loud and predictable, so you lose games, which further enforces to yourself that you suck. However, the reality of the situation is you are not in a drastic time to be calling drastic measures. Firstly, you're at home sitting in your 200-pound gaming chair like a fat fuck playing Tekken 8. And secondly, you just needed to duck and punish the flowchart, bruv. The fact is, your own brain is keeping you stuck. If you tell your brain that it sucks, your brain will tell you, okay, I suck. Let's find ways around this to suck a little less. So, you by playing like a madman, you have circumvented your peak rank by exactly 1 because you found a loophole. However, now you actually stuck and will be stuck forever because you've put a cap at your ceiling. If you tell your brain, I suck now, but as I learn I'll probably get better, guess what happens? Have you ever noticed that you play better Tekken when you're just chilling and not tryharding? There you go. If you find it impossible to chill in these type of games, it's probably because you're not subscribed to the channel. If you like Tekken content or Street Fighter content or just like hearing me complain about Virtua Fighter 6 on a weekly basis, please like, comment, subscribe. I won't waste any more of your time. Let's get back into the video. Subscribe, please. The nature of Tekken is getting hit with random shit. It's been like this in every single game. You need to come to terms with that. You are going to get cheesed at some point, often, likely. And the best thing that you can do is learn from your mistakes. In fact, you should be seeking and reveling these opportunities to learn, because that's actually what's going to rank you up, right? Actually having the ability to recognize and see bullshit for what it is will make you significantly better in the long run. When you watch pro players play this game who are able to control all aspects of the game, you think that that is something that you should probably be doing. You should not be doing this because you are not a pro player. I would have thought that this would be common sense, but like apparently it's not. You can't control all aspects if you don't know all the aspects. And when you come to terms with that, why would you have ranked anxiety? Like, you're anxious because you're about to get blown up by something that you haven't labbed, right? If you haven't labbed something, then you're going to get hit. it's your own fault. There's nothing you can do about it now. Why would you have anxiety? Why would you have ranked anxiety if you know you have not studied all the bullshit in this game, so there is a big chance you will be hit with bullshit? You know your exact situation. There is no fear of the unknown, which in hand you should have no insecurity about your level of play, because you know your exact level of play. Tekken is a game that blurs the lines between ranks, which may have something to do with it. Tekken 8 ranked means absolutely nothing, bro. At least when I was playing, there was blue ranks who had no business being in blue ranks that were genuinely good at the game, and there was god ranks who couldn't backdash. Almost everyone who plays this game knows that ranked in this game is a joke, mostly because of how volatile the game is, but there's also the rank system and other stuff. So if you know the rank system is a joke, why are you getting anxiety? You are actively choosing to play a broken game, knowing it's broken, and then getting anxiety because you might lose in said broken game. That makes absolutely no sense, bro. You are actively choosing to play a broken game. Going to Dubai and getting shitted on for 10 racks makes more sense than hopping on Tekken 8 and getting anxious that you might lose to some random shit. Donald Trump getting butt naked and saying he did some sus shit on Epstein Island is more realistic than you not getting random the fuck out on Tekken 8. And you know that, so why are you anxious about it? If a giant meteorite the size of Chun-Li's ass was hurtling towards Earth, about to blow it up, what is the point of being anxious, bro? You're dead as fuck. What are you going to do? Turn into Zaraki Kenpachi and slice a meteor in half? You're not built like that, bro. The best thing that you can do is grab the nearest baddie and try to get one last hit in, bro. I'm sure they'll even be down for it because they're also about to get blown the fuck up. What is the point of worrying about getting randomed out in a random game where even the greatest player arguably in Tekken history is also prone to getting randomed out by unnamed Lily players, bro? Please tell me. You can apply this logic to almost every ranked game. If you are playing Marvel Rivals and you hit Grandmaster for the first time, odds are those players in Grandmaster are going to be better than you, and you will probably lose a lot of games and it will be entirely your fault because you haven't adjusted to that level of play yet. Why would you have anxiety knowing this? I know the answer, and it's that dudes are fully aware that they are not good enough to be in certain ranks. However, they play anyways and expect good results. You guys are retarded. Imagine challenging 7'6" Victor Wembanyama to a standing reach challenge and being anxious whilst being measured. You guys are retarded, bro. I'm sorry. You see, a guy like me, I never got ranked anxiety because when I hit hurdles, I had the self-awareness to be like, okay, this is where I'm at for now. I probably need to work on these weaknesses, which, if you play enough, should be very glaring weaknesses. And then we'll go from there. If you are a guy trying to brute force your way through the ranks in a fighting game, that is basically self-harm, bro. You're only hurting yourself, and you're getting anxious from it. Now that I have gotten my PhD take out of the way, this is also just a fucking game, guys. I get that a lot of competitive games are pretty demanding to play, like they can be very fast paced or require a lot of mechanical skill, but in the end of the day, you're a guy or a girl sitting at your monitor playing a game that is not real. Like, I touched on this before. If you are a pro player and there's prize money on the line and you need that money to keep your pro career afloat, then I get you're allowed to have tournament anxiety, bro. There is actually something on the line for you. What has the average ranked player got on the line? Oh no, me rank! I'm going to demote one rank! I'm going to lose me transparent PNG on my virtual profile. Oh no, guys, me transparent PNG, oh no! It's a different colour now. It used to be blue and now it's purple. Oh no, guys, my life is over. Your life is not over. The Grim Reaper does not care if you are a mighty ruler, bro, or a gold, or I don't know what other mid-ranks there are in other games. I don't know. How you conquer ranked anxiety is very simple. I've basically explained it to you in this video already, and it's as followed. Be self-aware of your skill, or at least have like a rough range. It makes absolutely no sense to get upset at a game if you demote one time, because that is likely the range you are in. If your skill level is Tekken King, you should not be upset if you demote to Bushin, because Tekken King is probably your standard, but Bushin is likely your floor. It's still at your skill level, it's just you might have had a bad day or wasn't feeling it, whatever. That's most likely the case. The same goes for promoting to Tekken God. Realistically, you're more than likely still a Tekken King, you just reached your ceiling at the time. If you can sustain that rank, different story. But this goes for any of the other ranks in the game, and other games that you play. You are where you are meant to be. There is a lot of guys who have good fundamentals that are stuck in Fujin getting stomped by idiots. That person does not deserve Tekken King off of the fact that on paper, they are just better than all the people they're losing to. Because on paper, they're good at Tekken, not Tekken 8, and there's a difference. Secondly, it's just not that fucking deep, bro. It's just as simple as that. Get anxiety from real world things, bro, like talking to BBWs, not inside your house playing ranked. And overall, the moral of today's video is ranked anxiety does not exist. You're just a bitch. And that's all I've really got to say on the topic, guys. If you like the video, guys, and you're not a bitch, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And until next time, guys.